against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On October 8th, 2024, in Harris County, Texas, an officer was dispatched to meet with a firefighter at 3515, a residence in Harris County, Texas. The officer met with the complainant, who stated she got into an argument with her husband, the defendant. The complainant stated the defendant had been threatening to kill the complainant's family in Pakistan and to kill her in the past. In 2023, she called the police, but no report was made because she was afraid of retaliation. The complainant stated they have talked about who the defendant knows in Pakistan and believed the defendant could do something to her family to have them killed. The complainant stated the defendant made these threats to her and her family to control her. When the complainant called for police on October 8th, the defendant told the complainant if she called the police, the complainant knew the consequences, while making a circle in his hands, gesturing as if to strangle the complainant.
So there's also felony retaliation.
Yes, Your Honor.
Is this within what you just said now, or is it something else that happened? Because I know it arises out of the same, but was there any more overt action that was done other than spoken word?
Sorry, Your Honor. Let me check the DIMS.
Okay. Mr. Javed, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Tell me, are you a United States citizen?
Yes, yes, sir.
I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to have any contact with this complaining witness. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I'm entering in, or it looks like a protective order has already been issued on the 9th of this month. I would get to know it. If you do something to violate this protective order, the state can and will file additional charges as violation of protective order. And I'm telling you, that's one of the worst cases you can pick up. You violate conditions on a no contact order, I can hold you at zero bond, and I will do it in a second to protect every person of Harris County. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
When I mean no contact, I mean no contact of any kind. Phone calls, text messages, social media, use of another person to relay any information. I'm also ordering you as a condition of your bond not to be in possession of weapons. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
If you violate these conditions, I will revoke your bond. I'm going to put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. And I'm telling you now, I'm going to make it high. So no contact of any kind.
Your Honor, appears to be just the verbal threats.
Okay. So can you file no contact and no weapons, please?
Yes, Your Honor.
For now, I'm going to have you sign a reset with Victoria. After that, we'll have you take a seat in the jury box while we get your bond conditions. We'll have you sign the bond conditions, and then we'll have you wait for your lawyer. Okay? Please. Ms. Turner, I truly appreciate your tenacity. I really do. But the allegations to me are serious. And guys, keep it down, please. And I don't know if I'm ready because I don't want something to happen. It's too soon. It's too fresh. I don't want something bad to happen.
Is it possible for us to keep the address restriction and just do no threatening and harassing?
That's what I mean. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. That's what,
Because they have no contact at all if we do no threatening and harassing. They can
don't
still communicate,
have
but
contact. That's the point, is I don't want you to have contact with her. The allegations are serious. You allegedly threatened to choke, you allegedly threatened to kill the family, do it overseas, and it's in a repeated fashion.
she said today that that wasn't true.
That's
I don't
not what
know
I was
that.
told on the recall, sorry,
Okay,
that's not what I was told on the recall. She said that those statements were prior incidences where he had made those comments, and that the incident in question where he made the threat, the consequences of calling the police, she's claiming that he never made the gesture, but I don't have the body cams to watch it to see if that's actually what was said, which is why we're holding off on making a decision.
So what is your position? Your position is to keep no contact?
My position is no threatening or harassing. Based off of the complaint, it was very clear that she doesn't want the restrictions. And I think that they will contact each other anyway. So rather than setting the defendant up to violate his bond
No, no,
conditions?
no, there's no setting anyone up. We're clear what the consequence is if you try to have contact with her. Don't want you to have contact her for the time being now. I want you to appreciate the fact that you're not to have contact with her, and I'm warning you, don't do it. There will be severe consequence if you try to have any contact with her, if you try to use anyone to relay any kind of messages. If I deem you a public danger, Mr. Javed, I'm telling you now, I'm going to revoke your bond and I'm going to make it very high. Perhaps in time, yes, but the allegations are there. I find them disturbing and I don't want you to have contact with her. I know that your lawyer has really worked hard for it, so don't blame her. It has nothing to do with her. It's all to do with me. And I'm ordering you now not to have any contact with her. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Don't blame her. If you want to blame anyone, you blame me. But for the time being, no means no. It doesn't mean maybe. It doesn't mean I've got kids. It doesn't mean I've got to get my car payment. It doesn't mean I got to get my house done. None of that makes a difference to me. My only concern is public safety. That's it. Do you understand?
Yes.
I'm not ready yet. The allegations to me are very troubling. And I get the fact that people try to either renounce, mitigate, recant, but I'm not ready yet. I'm just not. In time, perhaps, because, I'm always willing in time to, modify. It's just too soon for right now. Are
Okay.
there any kids in the relationship now? Good, wonderful. So there's just no reason for you to have contact with this person for now. There's no reason. Don't. Time heals all wounds and perhaps we can change it, but for the time being, no contact. Come back in a couple weeks and then we can redo it. And then I want you also to give you guys sufficient time to do a full rip, take time to do it the right way, not in a rush when you've got other, a gajillion things going on as well. And I appreciate you really coming down to help out as well, okay?
Problem, and I'll make a
So-
note for Conrad to have a more in-depth discussion. with her.
The other thing is I'd like to talk to her as well, before, because I'd like to talk to her to tell her that, the ramifications, not to ever feel any type of fear. No one, absolutely no one should have to live in fear like that. It just doesn't matter. It doesn't, imagine having to walk on eggshells because of the fear that if you make someone mad, they're going to explode. No one should have to live like that. So, and I'd like to impart that, that's it. All right. So, Mr. Turner, whatever reset you want, if you want to do a week, 2 weeks, whatever you'd like to do, I'm okay. I'm just not ready. And understand that just, I bet, that's probably not the same. Okay. All right. Thanks. All
And
right.
I'm making that note for Conrad now.
Thank you. Hi, Council.